Sophia looked out from the rooftop garden of her apartment in Copenhagen, surrounded by solar panels and vines that cooled the walls in summer. Below her, cyclists glided silently along tree-lined paths, and electric buses whispered past rows of smart streetlights. The city didn't just look green, it lived green. To her, this wasn't the future. It was the present. Sophia was part of an international urban research team exploring how cities could balance growth, technology, and nature. Their mission was to design sustainable cities that use clean energy, recycle water, and produce almost zero waste. But as she often told her students, sustainability was not just about buildings, it was about people. Each week, she met students from around the world in her virtual classroom. Together, they analyzed cities like Singapore, Stockholm, and Vancouver, places that had already taken big steps toward sustainability. They discussed how green roofs, smart waste systems, and shared electric transport could make daily life cleaner and more efficient. Yet, every discussion returned to one essential idea. Sustainability is a shared habit, not just a government plan. Sophia believed that learning English through these global topics helped her students understand both language and values. Words like renewable, resilient, and regenerative carried meaning beyond vocabulary. They represented a mindset. The more they discussed, the clearer it became that the city of tomorrow begins with choices made today. One morning, Sophia began her online lesson by asking, "What does your dream city look like?" Her students filled the chat with ideas. Solar trains, underground gardens, quiet drones delivering groceries, and floating parks that clean the air. Each vision reflected creativity and hope. She then shared the story of Curitiba, Brazil, a city once crowded with traffic and pollution that reinvented itself with bus corridors, recycling education, and urban farming. Through small, consistent decisions, it had become a model of urban transformation. Her students listened closely, realizing that technology alone wasn't enough. Real change required education, empathy, and inclusion. Later, Sophia visited a nearby eco-neighborhood, where buildings generated their own electricity, and waste was sorted by color-coded robots. Children walked to school through safe, green corridors instead of busy streets. A sensor-controlled irrigation system watered trees only when necessary. Every part of the design reflected harmony between human life and natural cycles. As she recorded her observations for her students, Sophia thought about how cities were like languages. They evolve, adapt, and reflect the people who use them. Just as English grows with every generation, sustainable cities grow with every mindful action. She hoped her students would carry this vision forward, building places where convenience and conscience could coexist. Months later, Sophia's class completed their final project, a presentation titled "The City We Create." Students from different continents worked together online to design an ideal urban model. They proposed rooftop forests for cooling, public libraries powered by solar glass, and 3D printed housing from recycled materials. But the most touching part wasn't the design, it was their collaboration. During the final session, one student said, "We all come from different countries, but we share one home, the planet." The class fell silent for a moment. That single sentence summarized everything Sophia wanted them to learn. After class, she walked through the quiet streets of her own neighborhood, noticing how the street lamps dimmed automatically when no one was around. The air was fresh, the city calm. She realized that sustainability wasn't a dream anymore. It was becoming real, one idea, one lesson, one choice at a time. Sophia smiled, thinking of her students, future architects, engineers, and thinkers who would continue shaping the world. The story of sustainable cities was far from over. It was a story written every day by people who dared to imagine a better tomorrow, and who, through learning and action, were already living it today.